So, yes, sir.
I was going to ask, like, if MMA took off and, like, you know, like I said, it starts getting rougher and longer fights where you start getting, you know, maybe beat up a little more, so getting the cauliflower ear. If they end up costing your acting career, would you be okay with that, or would you rather do acting?
Look at Randy Couture, dude. He's starring in that biggest movie, Expendable, whatever it's called.
Expendables.
And he's jacked up looking. You know what I mean? But the thing with the cauliflower ears, you know, like I don't have that. Like this ear is a little harder than this ear, but it's just from ripping your head out of like guillotines and stuff like that. I don't want cauliflower ears. I get hungry when I walk around those guys, you know? Vegetables. I really do, man. I think cauliflower, I'm like, oh man, I'm really hungry. And then you can know the good fighters, the good wrestlers that come in that have those cauliflower ears. So do I want my face bashed up? Not really. I mean, I don't, but I'll take it, you know? I mean, I'm going to get a better doctor, that's for sure, because some of these doctors that stitch you up just aren't too good. In fact, my coach, Rocky, he'll super glue you. That's how you fix the cuts. I mean, honestly, super glue, man. Get cut, and he fixed Ike's head. He's like, don't worry, bro. I'll take care of you upstairs, man. Come on, bro. And he like put his head, you'll be all right, man. Here's what we're going to do. That's how he talks. He's like, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to spit together super glue, man. You're all right, bro. You'll be good. He's like, I got to fight in a week. Just hide it, man. You'll be all right. With Vaseline, he did. And Ike said, man, he fixed my scar up here. I was like, I know, I can see it. Because he's super glue, you know? Like, so if I got cut up, I want a really good doctor that can stitch me up. You know? So I don't want, the Rocky ain't no super glue in me. I don't want no damn super glue. So, but it's tough, you know, the fighting industry is hard. It's not the fight that's hard, it's the training that you put into it. The training is unbelievable training. Injuries left and right, you know? And almost every fight I go into, I got injuries. You know, my left elbow's hurting, this and that. And it's not really, you know, a lot of people are like, well, I mean, you know, you're reaching the age of 37. Who cares? Herschel Walker's 47. And he just started his MMA career in Strikeforce. You know, and not only that, Randy Couture is still a badass. And he's like, what, 44? You know? And so I think that what happens in MMA, the more you get hit, the more damage you have. So I haven't been hit that much, you know, so when I start coming here and I'm like, then you know something happened to me. And right now you're probably wondering what's wrong with my brain anyway. That's just the way I was born, I guess. So, anyway, you got any more questions or, yes?
Like, do you train every day or like how often do you train?
Yeah, every day. I train, Rocky pushes us like super hard. I mean, I'll take a day off, but usually like my training regimen, I'll train 2 times a day. I'll train from like 9 o'clock in the morning to 1, and we do like all these ridiculous drills. I mean, like we spar right before my fight, 1 week before, we'll spar like 16, 20 minutes straight through rounds, but we'll have a new fresh guy come in. And the fresh guy is always like, you know, and you're like, oh, you're tired. You're like 15 minutes into the fight, you know, and so it keeps you on guard. And so we'll do that for about 16 to 20 minutes, and then we'll just roll for like 30 minutes. And I complain all the time. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I do complain. They call me Hollywood down there. I complain. It's hot in here, man. It's like, you know, because we train like in a warehouse, and it's hot in Texas, like Florida weather, no air conditioner. It's just ridiculous hot. And our whole cage has, last time we rolled, we all sweat like we were peeing. I mean, honestly, man. Like some dude was like, "Are you peeing?" I was like, "Just sweating, man." And I was like, "No, maybe I did." He's like, "Really?" I said, "No, I sweat." The whole cage was lined with like 1 inch, like ½ inch of water. So when I was throwing arm bars down, boom, splashing in my eyes. It was nasty. That's one of the reasons why I never really wanted to start wrestling. 2 reasons, because I didn't want to wear spandex, then I got stuck in damn spandex and Power Rangers. I should have just wrestled. Cauliflower ears, you know, is another one of them why I didn't want to wrestle. And I forgot the other one, but anyway, those 2 reasons would be good enough. But what were we talking about? See, I always...
Training.
Training. So then I'll train to about... I'll train to about... that's the reason why I didn't want to start wrestling. And the other one was sweat. It was just nasty, dude. Like on top, sweat. It was always dripping in my eyes, my mouth. And, you know... And, I mean, you're hugging guys all day long, and you're just like, they're just sweating, they're throwing their shoulders into you, and you're tasting their sweat. And sometimes they bleed on you, and, you know, they're bleeding on you, and it's just, yeah. And coach is like, keep going, bro, keep going. So I always complain about that 30-minute drill. It's hot in there, and I'm like, can you give me, like, can we do rounds? He's like, no, 30 minutes. I'm like, but I have no motivation. there's no end. It's like follow the yellow brick road to hell. There's no like, you know what I'm saying? There's no end. I need to know, like, you know, and 30 minutes is a long time to roll. And but I guess I just complain, whatever. And then after that, 1 o'clock, I'll go rest a little bit, and then I'll hit my training back, like do some weights, like a little bit of weights and stuff, and maybe do like some Muay Thai, 5 rounds of Muay Thai. Something. What happened? I'm okay?
You're good.
All right. Scare me, man.
I got to check on you all the time.
All right. I stopped drugs, man. All right, I'm just kidding. I never did drugs. Well, maybe, no, I'm just kidding. All right. So then I train. Then I train at nighttime, little train at night, and you know the Green Ranger's back there. So, there, look. Green Ranger. Green Ranger's back there. Yep.
By the way, the
Staying there for
the
about.
Power Rangers movie was on last night on TV.
Yeah.
It was on.
It was
Yeah.
on last night on TV.
Power Rangers
the Power Rangers
movie.
movie, the first
It
one.
was.
The Con TV.
We stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning.
How ironic. That was so random, that program.
It was.
Like, how you Sailor Moon.
Yeah,
You
you could
could-
see her move right after.
Well, you could seriously.
Must have been.
Yeah, there's a yellow shield. Shout out to Central TV. We could just look at your channel like Power Rangers. Okay.
Well, this is what we do in my room. Because
Okay, bye. Thanks for coming. Just kidding. Yeah, so that's the training, and sometimes it gets, I don't know. I try to mix it up a little bit to have some fun. I think that's the hardest thing. The hardest thing is to get in shape. Easier to stay in shape, but it's still hard to stay in shape. When you fall out of shape, it's hard to get back into shape. When you stop something or you're on a diet and you stop, it's just so hard to get right back on track again. That's the reason why you have all these ups and downs and diet plans and videos that people buy, and Billy Blank's Tybo goes under the bed. How many times you can do it in your living room? Like one time you're pumped up, you're like, this is great, then it goes down, and you just never, So it's just staying on it. You got to stay on it, and I think that's part of the training, the discipline that you have to do. Like I'll wake up and sometimes I'll just complain, like, God, I don't feel like that. And I go there and then I'm so happy afterwards. I like knock someone out, I hit someone, I got punched, I got a black eye. I'm like, Ike, yeah, man, thank you. So I'm so happy afterwards. It's like going to the gym, and then after you go to the gym, when you feel good about it, But sometimes getting there, sometimes the trouble. But any other questions? Yeah, I'll take you in the back and then I'll go for you, okay?
Will we ever see you as a Power Ranger again?
You know what? Here's my take on that. I think Haim Saban looked at me and said, "Man, what the hell happened to him? I'm all tatted up, and because like in the contract we couldn't have tattoos and stuff. So it was just one of those things. But I don't know. Haim's smart. He sold it for a lot of money and then bought it back for a lot less of the money. And Haim's just a businessman to get back into the game of things. I think he will spin Power Rangers again. I don't think it's going to ever have the hype that we had when me and Dave were on the show. I don't think it will ever have that hype, but I think it would be like, something new again. They did it to the Turtles, on Nickelodeon, so I think Haim can do it, but we'll just have to see, So I think that he can add those little touches that the Power Rangers didn't have, the seasons, And I still think school and all that stuff, just sells. Being in high school and not having parents and roaming around the city forever and, never meeting anyone. Okay, so you have a question?
Yeah, that's two-parter. Were you ever afraid of being like typecast? Like, I know Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, he's kind of on the edge of like not doing a movie because he doesn't want to be typecast.
No, I didn't care, man. I stopped Hollywood for 4 years. I don't care to do another movie. I didn't care to get back into the industry. I just thought the industry was like, fake and phony. And so I focused on something else. I'm a businessman, so I got the clothing line and my karate schools. Then I did this movie, and I was like, okay, cool. So I think I've changed looks, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not the same. If I was the same guy, I don't know, maybe. But, you look at people now on TV, and they're starting to come back now, people from old shows and stuff like that. So I wasn't really worried about it. I think at the time, we were just happy to work. you know, because like 2% of Hollywood was working, you know, so we were just happy to work and, you know, to be a part of something that big. Sure, we had our complaints and, you know, and of our own actor side of stuff, but other than that, you know, it was something that we left an everlasting impression on the world, pretty much. I mean, that's just the way it is, you know. When you leave here, you want to make sure you leave with an impression and what that impression is and what you brought to the table and stuff. You know, that's what I'm doing with the G's Then Tap and all this other stuff is I just feel like I'm leaving a mark for the future, you know. And so I wasn't too scared of that. I don't think I thought ahead, you know. I was promised a lot by Saban that never delivered, but you know, other than that, it's all right.
Like what?
Like what?
Yeah.
Movies, TV shows. I mean, I had a, you know, two picture deal, pay or play. Amy did her movie, Susie Q. I didn't do my movie. He just paid me off 50 grand, you know, 100 grand to not do something. And I'd rather do the movie. I'd rather him just take the money back and do the movie. I don't think he wanted, you know, I had an NBC deal. You know, I entered an NBC deal when I was still in the Saban deal, so that was kind of I had to get bought out by NBC. Then we tried doing something else with, you know, a different network. And, you know, I mean, Haim promised a lot of things, you know. I mean, Cybertron was my show. That was, you know, my show that was made, which was, you know, which I did the show. I did the pilot. Then I was so glad I didn't do the pilot. Then I went back to Power Rangers. So, you know, being an actor, I think we're all, you know, just listening to this guy who, you know, I guess, you know, is a hardcore businessman, cutthroat businessman, so we didn't really know at the time, but, you know, I promised a lot of different stuff, and it just wasn't, you know, just, we got bought out. I mean, I at least I can speak for myself. When I had movie deals, I just got paid, and Amy did her stuff, you know, so it's all right, though, you know. Who's seen Susie Q? Cool. Any other questions?